All right, Algebra 1A students. Welcome to part 2 of lesson 1-8. We're going to talk more about equations, and specifically we're going to talk more about solutions to equations in this video. So remember that a solution to an equation is a value for the variable piece or for the letter that makes the equation true. Okay? So I'm going to ask you in your practice problems to find for me some solutions to equations. But it's going to be pretty simple stuff, things that we can probably just do in our head if we ask ourselves the right question. Okay? So let's take a look at this example here, letter A. They want us to find the solution to this equation, x plus 8 equals 12. So they want us to find a number that goes in for x right here that would make this equation true. So we think, okay, well, what number could we put into that equation so that when we do that number plus 8, we get 12? So we think, what number plus 8 gives us 12? What number plus 8 gives us 12? Well, that's 4. 4 plus 8 gives us 12. So our solution is 4, right? And then it's very easy to check that. We'll just think to yourself, okay, 4 plus 8, 4 plus 8, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 4 plus 8 is 12. So the solution to the equation is 4, okay? The x value here would be 4. We would say x equals 4, okay? Now they have another example here which involves division, where they're asking us, okay, solve this equation. Find a value for a that when you put it into a over 8, or a divided by 8, the answer is 9. Okay, well, we just think to ourselves, what number could we put in for a that would make this true? What number could we divide by 8 and have our answer be 9? Something divided by 8 equals 9. What divided by 8 equals 9? Well, the answer to that is 72. If we take 72 and we divide it by 8, we get 9. There are 9 8s in 72. Okay, so the division ones may be a little bit harder because our numbers are a little bigger. But here our answer would say a equals 72. That's the solution. That's what makes this equation true. A equaling 72 makes it true. 72 divided by 8 does equal 9. Okay. Now I would like you to try this problem here. Got it, number 4, where I'm asking you to find the solution of 12 minus y equals 3 using mental math. So take just a minute or two. Think of what value could you put in for y that makes that true. Then come on back and I'll show you what we should get. Okay. The answer here is y equals 9. Because when we do 12 minus 9, the answer we get is 3. 12 minus 9 does equal 3. Okay, so the solution is y equals 9. And that's what I would want to see in your practice problems as well. I'd want to see y equals 9. Okay, tell me what the variable is and what it equals. It equals 9. All right. The other thing that I might ask you to do in your practice problem set is a question something like this, where I ask you to write me an equation, means make one up yourself, that involves division and has a solution of 16, or maybe involves multiplication, maybe involves addition, maybe involves subtraction, maybe even, if I want to get really tricky, maybe involves both division and subtraction or something like that, okay, and has a solution of 16. Well, again, we just have to think of something in our head in a very specific way, and then it will lead us very quickly to an equation that will fit this criteria, okay? Now, we want an equation that involves division. So what we have to do is think opposite. Think opposite when we're asked questions like this. The opposite of division is multiplication. So the question that we ask ourselves, or what we have to think about, is two numbers that when you multiply, the answer you get is 16. Okay? Two numbers that when you multiply, your answer is 16. So we can do 16 divided by one of those numbers and get the other one. Okay? So if we think of two numbers that multiply together to get 16, our options would be, let's see, 4 times 4, or 2 times 8, or maybe 16 times 1. Right? Those are the numbers we know for sure. I picked 4 and 4. You could pick 2 and 8 if you want. And I just said x, which is my variable piece, which I'll put 16 in for, divided by 4 equals 4. Now, is that true? If I put 16 in here, does 16 divided by 4 equal 4? Yes, it does. That comes from right here, because 4 times 4 is 16. Okay, 16 divided by 4 equals 4. You could just as easily write x divided by 8 equals 2, or x divided by 16 equals 1, or there's a hundred, well, not 100, but there's a bunch of different options here for writing equations like this, okay? Now let's do one more example that's similar to this, but not exactly the same, okay? Let's try an example where we want an equation that involves multiplication and addition and has a solution of x equals 16. So this is going to go back to some order of operations things, okay? But I want an equation that involves multiplication and addition that, let's say, has a solution of x equals 6, okay? So again, I need to think kind of opposite, okay? I need to think kind of opposite. So the opposite of multiplication is division, and the opposite of addition is subtraction, okay? So think of two numbers that when we divide, we get an answer of 6. Numbers that we divide and get an answer of 6 would be maybe 12 divided by 2, or 18 and 3, or 24 and 4, something like that. So we're going to do something with these numbers, maybe 2 times x or something like that. But we also have to remember that there is some addition here. So what I need to do is just pick a number to add on. Let's say I want to add on 4. I want to do a plus 4 in my equation. Well, what's the opposite of adding 4? It's subtracting 4, right? So if plus 4 is going to be in my equation, I need to go over here and I need to, well, probably subtract 4 from some of these numbers, like 8, and then the 18 is going to make a 14, and then the 24 is going to make a 20, okay? So now I can take one of these numbers, times it by my x, which is 6, and then add 4, and I'll equal this other number here. Okay, I'll equal maybe 8, maybe 14, maybe 20. So I will use, I'll use the 2 and the 8. So I will say 2 times x plus 4 equals 8. Oops, except that's not right. Oh yeah, I added 4, so I needed to add 4 here. My apologies. That should say 16. That should say 22. And that should say 28. 28. So this actually is 16. Right? Because if I do 2 times x, 2 times my 6, because that's what I want my x to equal, what my solution to be, 2 times 6 is 12, plus 4 makes 16. Okay? If you have questions about how to write these equations, this is something I can help you with tomorrow in your practice problems. I think I only gave you one. If not, if you can do something like this, where we're thinking about the opposite and trying to write ourselves an equation and just checking to see if it doesn't indeed have a solution of 6, then that's all I have for you. We should be all set, and have a wonderful night.